just great to have you all here. I know you're highly engaged and ready for this. We're very excited tonight to have just such a wonderful couple. Brian and Olya, welcome tonight. How are you guys doing?
Good. Doing great.
Awesome. Let me ask you, what city do you live in? Where are you coming in from the world?
Just south of Philly.
Okay, excellent. How's the weather over there?
Well, right now it's raining, but it was pretty good today. It has been most of the past week.
Summer is coming. Spring is in the air. That's really cool. Well, thanks so much for sharing. I've been wanting to do this. I'm going to do this with a series of couples now. So I see the Van Toyles are here. So Svetlana, tell your husband I'm going to grab you guys next, and we'll get you guys to do an update. It's just fun to catch up with our couples. And so I have a special treat tonight. So before we get into our little interview, catching up with your lives and everything else like this, pause. Lance is there too. Lance, great. I love this. It's so wonderful. So we're going to do this. Put your microphone back on red and watch this video with me. We're going to enjoy this, and we'll come back and we'll have our conversation. Here we go. Now, I got to say, first of all, I'm hoping I got all the right photos. I'm waiting for you to tell me that wasn't our baby, if I got one of the baby pictures. So hopefully, did I get it right?
That's exactly true. That's our nephew. The last one. It was the last one. But the rest were him.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Very good. All
I
right.
was like, where did you get all these pictures? I'm like, it's my Facebook probably.
Yes. So yeah, I did a little snooping on your Facebook page, and of course the tour events ones were there. And I thought it was cute. Honestly, I got to tell you, because it's not every married couple do we have video of when they first met and had their first conversation together. So I found that little video clip, and I go, wow, that's so cool. That was awesome.
It was so long ago, like 7 years ago. It's crazy.
And not only is that's the first girl I met, and I was the first guy.
Yeah, and like Brian was the first guy that I met.
Yeah,
wow.
Literally the first person, and we clicked immediately. I mean, it just like that. And I remember talking to you and Anna and saying that I wanted to cancel dates pretty early on. I think it was like Sunday once we finished all this, and wait till Tuesday. Well, I was like, screw, wait till Tuesday, really?
Yeah.
I followed the advice, but still, I mean, nothing changed from that first day. It was just like that.
Yeah. No, it's so cool. So, all right, so fill the guys in, because this is why we do this, because give guys hope and realize this is the dream, and we're going to do this with more couples because we have so many couples, and really I would rather do every week a webinar just doing exactly what we do, and because we love this. This is why we do everything. But so you come on a tour, and Olya, I want to hear your side too. How did you hear about this, and were you nervous? What did you think before you came to these meet and greet events?
Well, I heard about it from my friend Marina. It's like I went with her.
Okay.
So I was curious about it, and plus, I just wanted to have some practice in English because my education is translator. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. So I was a little bit nervous because it was something new to me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try. So
that's cool. And of course, the first guy you meet, yeah, and it worked out for you. The first guy you meet is this guy. So how cool is that? Yeah. So Brian, you were a really young guy then.
29.
I think he was the youngest in the tour, actually.
No, there was one guy younger than me by about a year. By a pretty good margin too, by probably 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, we've reblown that record. 23 years old is our youngest guy. So,
wow.
But yeah, so cool guy. He's a stockbroker out of New York at a young age. He's a high achiever, but it's like, okay, bro, bring it on.
Well, I had good luck then.
Yeah, you did. And that's really great though, because here's the fun part. We have guys, like for me, I ended up going overseas 5 times before I came and, met Anna. And then we have guys on a tour. They meet theirs on a second tour. Some guys, it's the very last woman they dated. And so that's why, when I do the coaching with the guys, the first thing I tell them is, guys, everybody's story is different. It's not Friday yet, because there are always the one hit wonders. First girl I met, boom, done, married. So it's kind of fun to have that happen, and we're happy for you, of course, and everybody else.
What I like about you too is that like you can actually meet in a person and talk to each other, not like just on their websites. That like you don't know who actually sits behind the screen, and like you don't know who you talk to.
It's so true. I just got an email just today. A guy says, "Hey, Mark, I'm writing to somebody on a website. How do I know if she's real?"
Who knows?
It's like, how are you going to ask me? He goes, "How can I background check her?" What a horrible question. That's romantic. Yeah, I want to background check the girl I'm. So it's like, no, we're meeting in person is great. So it was November and it was still a little cold. But how did your first week go? What did you guys do on dates, and how did you build up to, like, you were kissing on the finale dinner, which is adorable. We caught that. But it's like you guys must have just had chemistry all week long. It must have been just a wonderful week.
Honestly, I feel like even just when we met, I had a feeling like we know each other for like, I don't know, like 10 years already.
Conversation was just immediately very easy.
It just was so easy to talk to each other, and we have so much like common, like music, interest in movies. So like we had a lot, and like we still have a lot to discuss.
Yeah, I mean, even now we can talk for hours. Like literally just sit here for hours and chat.
It's so cute.
It's never changed. I mean, we've had our ups and downs with, I think smoking was probably the biggest up and down we had.
Yeah.
She used to smoke, and I didn't want her to. And I think that was probably the biggest hurdle we've ever really had. But yeah, we clicked immediately. And during that first week, we went to a few restaurants that you had never been to. That I had been kind of a foodie at the time, so I always wanted to travel around and see the different restaurants around. So I asked translator, I asked Anna, it just found places. We went to Kazbek, which I don't think is even still there.
It was like on the last
date, yeah, because I heard that it was like a big one to go to. Actually,
I think it runs out. Actually, it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, so that was a big thing that we did, and then we just hung out. We went to a rock show with your friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. It worked.
I love this. By the way, guys, this is not scripted. And I do want to ask you, when was the last time you watched one of our webinars?
I tune in from time to time, and I kind of have
I never watched any webinar.
Well, welcome. This is what we do. Welcome.
She's usually asleep by this time, so
Yeah. It's usually I'm so tired by this time. I'm like, I need sleep. I need my rest.
Я понимаю. Well, I was going to say, because I didn't prompt him on this, but one of the guys asked me, how do you know when you found the one? And I said, all the nervous energy about dating kind of goes away and you feel like you've known this person forever. I've been saying that for years, and so there you go. Guys, unsolicited, he confirmed what I said all along. So it
is so true. Mark is a wealth of knowledge about that. I mean, just listen to him. It might sound ridiculous, but listen to him. He knows what he's talking about.
So if I sound ridiculous, it's probably true. All right, so let's go through that. Now, you realize, because I know originally when you emailed me, you said it's been about 4 years. We're going, and then Olya's like, no, it's been 7.
So we know each other for almost 7 years, and we are married almost 5. In October, It's going to be 5 years when we are married.
She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, we actually got married on Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, excellent. Not afraid. Who's afraid of those ghosts? I like it. That's good stuff.
I think we took the date and we didn't even realize it was Halloween
just
until later.
the date, and then I'm like, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, whatever works. Mine was on October 13th, so it's just the way it worked. It was a Saturday. Everybody could make it. So you then, there was this period of time from when you met to when you got married. So what happened during all of that? What were you doing?
Well, one, I'll give her a lot of credit because I was working when I came home quite a bit. I was working probably 45 to 50 hours a week. And she pressured me to constantly be Skyping.
Oh, that's good.
All the time. When are we going to Skype next? And if it hadn't been for that, I don't know if we would have continued. I mean, I was just so busy, I would have, almost forgotten about it. But it continued the relationship perfectly. And that happened for how long? What?
He came to me in May?
About 6 months. It's about 6 months.
I want to talk to you because I liked you.
I know.
I was talking to you about Skype all the time.
Yeah. And I thank God she did.
Right.
But that's Ukrainian women for you. I mean, if they want something, they're going to go for it.
Yeah, and they're all about communication and connection. They want deep emotional connection. So that's a wonderful thing. Can't complain about that. All right, so you guys connected. At what point then did it take a while for the visa process, or when did you guys decide to make that move?
So about 6 months later, I went back to Ukraine. We didn't make the decision to really move forward with the relationship yet, other than just to continue communicating. And then 6 months later, I went there and I met her family. And I think that for me, that was a huge thing. For her family, that was a pretty big thing. Our son's banging on the door over here. So I think that was a big step for us, is just the family meeting. Obviously, she wasn't going to meet mine, so I made sure that happened through Skype and things.
Yeah.
And then we started the process, I'd say 8 months.
Okay.
The issue that it costed a little bit of time for us was I didn't get the right attorney, and it just delayed time. And I ended up going with Oksana von Rui. I contacted her, and she fixed all that.
Yeah, guys, don't mess around. Look, we have a recommended attorney. Just go with the program.
Yeah, I mean, she knows what she's doing. She'll get you through it as fast as she can. There are delays with the visa process.
Naturally, and she's a lot less than the attorney I paid for at the time, so it's always good. But it's funny because people say she doesn't have. She's a very pragmatic attorney. She's a very black and white thinker, and she just gets the work done. So she doesn't have a lot of bedside manners. But it's like, you don't care. You're not hiring her to be an entertainer. She just gets the job done, and she's 100%. So just.
The bottom line is you need somebody that knows English and Russian, and they can do the paperwork. She knows all of it. So
yeah.
And she doesn't cost a lot of money. I mean,
no, I know. Shh, don't tell her that. She'll raise prices. No, she's good. She's awesome. All right, so now I have to ask you this because I plead ignorance on this, and I didn't ask you before, so bad me. But you just said your son. You've always mentioned in the email you have a son. What did you name him?
Liam.
Liam? Like Liam Neeson?
Actually, like Liam Neeson, but my grandfather, hey, buddy, come here. My grandfather's name is William.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's sort of a version of that.
Hello. Привет.
Say hi, buddy.
Hi.
Oh, no, no problem.
Oh, no, we get the face now. Oh, no.
Okay, I'm going to take it, honey.
Yeah.
Look what I did, right? Chris says, well done, Mark. Now you did it, right? I scared the kids. Yeah, I don't think that's, yeah, good. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I don't think that's quite the issue here. No, he isn't going to be Liam Neeson yet, so he needs training. He hasn't had acting school, so give him a little bit of time. It's okay. The camera scares him. We understand. It's all right.
Yeah, but he's still so young that new faces seem to scare him.
You know, it's interesting. On a side note, we'll come back to you in a second. I apologize for the diversion. We're waiting for Olya to come back. When we've done so much work with the orphans, right? And so we go there, and the orphanage we go to now is used to us. So they always come. They're very welcoming in this. We started going to the Kirsten orphanage, and it's been, I don't want to say abandoned, but it's forgotten by the world. And it's really run well by this director. She's doing the best she can. And boy, we look at this thing. It looked like nothing had been touched or helped in any way since the 1950s. So we were glad to help. But the kids have only grown up seeing women nurses, women helpers. So I walk in there with my beard the first time, and the whole room of kids like this, and they all start crying simultaneously. Like, okay, I'm out. It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm leaving.
Entire rooms of kids.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my God.
orphans.
How you good?
I felt bad. So, but you know, it worked. By the time we came, we've been there like 4 or 5 times now. So by the time I came back, they started getting used to us. Then they're sitting in my lap, and it's really kind of cute. So I still love the orphan visits. All right, back to you guys. All right, so you got married. Now you did that in America?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm always curious because the most popular TV show in the world right now is 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh, I actually watched the show because I was like, okay,
Trash TV.
I just decided to watch some trash TV. I'm like, okay, because I heard like a lot of times about it. I'm like, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you know what? Go ahead.
Actually, they have some show like 90 Days Before Fiancé, something like that. It's even more crazy.
Yeah. Well, for 3 years in a row, the first 3 seasons, they kept contacting me for couples. And so I'd give them couples. Here's a couple of our couples. They're getting ready doing this. They never pick our couples. And all the guys would call me and go, they just kept asking if I have drama. You know, do I hate my mother-in-law? Do I hate this?
Drama for their rating. They don't care about like couples, if they're happy or not. They just need rating, some drama.
Right.
Show.
So they would never pick one of our couples because
couples are boring.
Yeah, you know, we are. We're too normal. You know, we're too, because by the time, tell me if this isn't true, but by the time you actually get ready to get on the plane to come to America, it's like you guys have already been married forever. You know each other. You're like everything. You're good. You're not going to have that drama like this TV show.
Yeah, I mean, there's an adjustment to it, but it's
not like they show on a show. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. You know what we ought to do? I tell you what, we could have a YouTube channel blow up and our ratings go crazy if every week when they had a show, we had a couple like you guys on there with me, and we watched one of the shows and just basically laughed hysterically or just like told them what they did wrong, you know, because how couples respond to kind of a thing.
The most ridiculous couple what they had, it was like that Muslim guy and like older lady in glasses.
Oh, I know. I mean, it seemed like it was just doomed from the beginning.
Yeah.
I can't watch it. I might do it later out of professionalism just because it's sort of my industry, but I can't watch it. I like going, this is just ridiculous. It's so embarrassing. Well, same thing. We were on the Dr. Phil show. We got in the audience. We talked to Dr. Phil, but they cut our segment out because, you know, we didn't fit the profile of somebody who.
Yeah, it's why they make like joke from all this procedure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about it. So now you guys finish the visa. You come home. Tell us what your 90 days was like. Comparison.
I guess a lot of getting to know family, kind of testing out living together. You know, that's kind of the last hurdle I feel like we had to get over was my family hadn't really met her, so it was getting over that.
And
And
plus,
then-
it was like adjusting for living in another country and like
Mhm.
getting used to like you don't know when you're gonna go back home and see your family because of all these documents and like when you're gonna get all this stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So it was a little bit tough, but
Yeah. But nothing like the TV show.
no, not at all. We didn't have anything like that.
I know it took her a pretty long time to adjust to the food. Which
Oh,
is,
food
yeah,
was
I mean,
like my biggest problem.
that's probably the biggest
It's
thing.
still my problem.
I've never seen that on 90 Day Fiance, but that is a pretty big thing.
It's still my problem. Every time I come back to America, I gain 5 pounds. I mean, it's like it's hard. You know.
She was actually getting sick at one point from it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ukrainian food is natural. It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you
with
think of
you.
organic, everything there is organic. I mean, it's not.
Of course it is.
even more organic than here organic.
True. Yeah, they don't have the money for the chemicals to spray on things, so they just grow it and serve it. In fact, it still cracks me up. You go to the grocery stores and you buy carrots or potatoes, and it still has the dirt all over it.
Yeah.
But that's normal in Ukraine, you know?
In Ukraine, it's fine. It means that like they just like picked it out from field.
Yeah, they just pulled it out of it, put it in a basket, say, here, buy
I
it.
was asking if you have received U.S. citizenship.
No, I don't have citizenship. I
Okay.
just got my this green card for 10 years.
Mhm.
I actually just got it in March.
Oh, cool. Well, you can get your citizenship anytime you want. It's not that hard. You can ask Anna about it. She went through it pretty quickly
Oh,
and
did
easily.
she get her citizenship?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in fact, it was a problem for us because she got her citizenship, and then I wanted to get a permanent residency in Ukraine because we started spending more time there, you know, and I kept bumping up against my limitations with my passport. And then but I couldn't, normally if you're just married to a Ukrainian, you can get it like that, permanent residency, no problem. Well, I was no longer married to a Ukrainian. I was married to an American citizen.
Honestly, I would like to have like dual citizenship, but unfortunately, Ukraine doesn't allow to have it.
You don't have to. Okay, let me tell you the little secret. Okay, here's the secret.
Okay.
First of all, you go get, and we got this from the U.S. people when Anna got her citizenship. Go get your U.S. citizenship, and you get to keep your passport for Ukraine.
Okay, just I need
US
to like change it in 1 year.
The U.S. doesn't write to the government of Ukraine and say, "Hey, by the way, we got one." You know, so when you go to Ukraine, just use your Ukrainian passport.
Oh,
You don't have to go to the Ukrainian government and renounce your citizenship. You just say it as part of your vows to the American citizenship.
Semi-dual by just not telling them.
Pretty much. You're not lying. You're just continuing. Hey, when I go into this country, when I go to Ukraine, I use my Ukrainian passport. When I go into America, I use my American passport. Yo,
So you can maintain citizenship in both countries. That's
absolutely. Absolutely. By default. Absolutely. Anna made the mistake that she came over. She was so proud of her U.S. citizenship that as soon as she landed in Ukraine, she wanted to use her U.S. passport. As soon as she used her U.S. passport, done. You know, they're like, all right, so we know you're American now. But she didn't need to. In fact, the U.S. people said, here, keep your Ukrainian passport. You can use it when you go home. So they don't care. They don't care.
good.
It's not technically dual citizenship. It's just you don't have to cancel it with Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's all. So anyway, that's a good one. Okay, so you got married. I saw pictures of it? Did you just have family together? What did you do for your wedding?
It was pretty small. Yeah, mostly family.
And it was only Brian's family. Unfortunately, nobody from mine, like they couldn't come. So
Of course.
Any friends really.
Yeah.
But no, not really any friends. It was mostly just family. Unless you
Mhm.
count my stepbrother. Just him and his girlfriend.
Yeah, sometimes brothers don't count as family. I understand how that goes.
I count him as more family than a lot of people. You know, I just known him for so long. So.
I'm teasing. I'm just teasing. No, it's normal. And that's the interesting thing. We've had a lot of our couples now end up doing a Ukrainian wedding, just ceremonial, not filed legally, but just do it so the Ukrainian family can be part of a wedding ceremony
I actually
before they
would
come to America.
to do something like that when we're gonna go to Ukraine. So like that's for my relatives, just to have some like something like party or something
We
because
both
like,
have to go though. So the past few times she's gone, I haven't gone.
Well, I came to like only once.
I know. Anna was the same way. She didn't go for 4 years after we were married. She just didn't. She goes, why? She goes, I talk to my mother every day on Skype. Why do I need more of her time? She's like, our life is here. It's like, what am I going to go do over there? So it's up to each person.
I came to Ukraine like almost for 2 months. So because I didn't see my family for a few years, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna see everybody. It's gonna be so nice, so happy. 1 week and I was done. I was ready to go back.
Ready to go home. Yeah.
I'm like, damn, why would you go for 2 months?
It sounded good, right? It sounded good.
That was a rough couple months.
No,
I got so used to her being here that I was like, when she was gone, I felt like a zombie. I mean, it was go to work, eat, go back to work.
Because
that was
you were spoiled with my attention.
I know.
That's why.
I know, right?
Hey, they spoil us, right? And we're okay with that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's wonderful. Guys, all you guys watching, you need one of these. Go get you a Ukrainian wife that'll spoil you. Because it's good. Well, because listen, these are good guys, right? Your husband's a good man, and he spoils you back. So I always tell the guys, look, our guys at Dream Connections, they just want to pour their heart, they want to pour their love into a woman. They just want her to pour her love back into him. They just want to find somebody who'll match their efforts, and that's what you get. That's what you get. And then some. The girls outdo us, guys. I'm sorry, they really do. You can try as much as you want, but
they're better at it. Way better.
They are. They're better at it. And we're okay with it. All right. So the rest of the 4 years of marriage, tell us what life has been like. Have you moved? You had job changes? Have you tried different jobs?
Oh, it's been a kind of roller coaster at times. Yeah. So I have changed jobs. When she first came here, I was working kind of a crappy construction job, not earning a whole heck of a lot. And then I finally got back into the career that I used to do, which is software development. And
cool.
Immediately started earning a lot more, and we were able to just kind of go on autopilot for a while. We moved out down to DC. I used to work there, which was great. Honestly, I wish we still lived down there. And I ran into some health problems and ended up losing my job.
What's happening?
Sorry. I'll wait till that goes away.
He
doesn't want to stay down there.
So, we ended up moving back to New Jersey or South Philly, kind of near there, where my family is. She's worked periodically throughout that, and is now, once she gets U.S. citizenship, is planning a pretty big career.
Cool.
But it's with the military. That's who I've worked for. And I have a few connections that you'll be able to work in that.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I have so much love and respect for the military. We've had military guys through all of our tours. My brother was 23 years career military. Now he's 6 years after that, still been working on contract teams afterwards. So it's always been a big part of my life, and it's a very cool thing. Go ahead.
And now my gardenia shirt is in his blood.
Yeah. So
a
lot
guys,
of moving around from the northeast, but nothing beyond that.
You good?
Understood. So let's do this. Let's until Olya comes back. Let's do a little Q&A here, guys. What questions would you love to ask Brian and Olya when she comes back?
There's like we hear lines all over. I know.
I'm a software engineer. That's what I do. That's what someone asked me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying.
Is Philly kinder than Jersey?
Well, not really, yeah. South Philly is one of the best places in the world.
Oh my God.
How did your friends accept your wife?
I would say all of them really accepted her except one. One was just, he's just kind of a dick. Is all I could say. So skeptical of any foreigner that wants to come to this country. And, can you say? You're always going to have one of those in the bunch. But everybody else,
and you just kind of minimize them. They just kind of get like pushed out now. They're just
was actually a translator, so she spoke fluent English when I first met her.
There you go. Christopher Dwellett's #1 rule: don't be a dick.
I used to design video games, actually, when I was a teenager. I taught myself how to do it. It's my kind of intro into programming.
Cool.
I used to just design them in Java for embed them into web pages. And yeah, it spiraled from there. Now I use typically Unreal because it's free.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The Unreal Engine was free. Now they have a different model. They have, well, actually it's still free, but they have like, they want a percentage of sales if you sell it commercially.
Yeah, it doesn't really work out for you if you're making a really popular game.
Mm.
I was actually creating stuff to sell on their marketplace, so it was working out, at least for a little while.
Oh, that's cool.
But I don't spend a lot of time doing that anymore.
So how did your parents take it when you told them you were going overseas to find a wife?
I don't know. They've been pretty open to it. So my dad is actually, my parents are divorced. My dad is married to a Filipino woman. And he's been married for over 30 years now. So
wow. Okay.
So he was very accepting of it. He had kind of done something similar.
Right.
I think it was very different back then because they met through letters and some sort of cryptic stuff.
Like paper letters.
Yeah, like literally paper letters. My mom and my stepdad, they met her and talked to her on Skype from pretty early on, after we'd talked for a few weeks. So.
While I have a break here, there's a couple of good questions, but I have to ask, Lance and Svetlana, are you guys okay for being a featured couple here in a couple of weeks?
Yeah. What?
All right, so a couple of great questions here. How difficult, or what was difficult for you to adjust to American life?
First off, what for me was hard to adjust is English everywhere. It was everywhere, and well, right now I just like, whatever. For me, honestly, hearing Russian is more like, oh, Russian? I was like, oh my God, this English everywhere, from morning till night. It's kind of stuff.
Tired you out, huh?
It took me like months, so I'm like,
okay.
You want me to take him for a minute? I think these questions are more for you. So.
Okay, he fell and he bites. And
Mike, they live in just a little south of Philadelphia.
Just a second, I didn't hear what you said.
Next question is, do you have a driver's license already?
So because of this nonsense, so I passed this written test. Well, I failed a couple of tests, and then I was like, I'm not going to get this driver's license. So I waited for like a couple of months, and when I was ready for like actually passing the driving test,
right?
COVID happened. Everything is closed. So I rescheduled my driving test for like 3 times. And then like they shut down the website. So
I understand.
I think they're gonna reopen, so I'm gonna finally pass the test. It's gonna be way easier.
By the way, you probably didn't then have a Ukrainian driver's license, right?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
It was my mistake.
Have your girls get a Ukrainian driver's license before they come. And by the way, they don't even have to know how to drive. You just pay some money and they give you one in Ukraine. Yeah. It's true.
In Ukraine, it works like that.
It's true. And in America, you can use a foreign driver's license on a temporary basis. So it's you can come over here and drive until you get your American license. So yeah, well, guys, trust me, I've been driving now in Ukraine. I have my own car there. I've been driving there for 5 years, and there's occasionally it can be scary. But honestly, everybody is so afraid of dinging their car. I got a true story in Ukraine one time. I'm driving this SUV thing, this Mitsubishi Pajero.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I loved it. that car. I love Mitsubishi. They're very nice cars.
It's a great car. It's not the size of an Escalade, but it's the next size down. But they're big.
Very nice.
And so I'm turning a corner one time, and there's this delivery truck that's on the side of the road, but he has one of those mirrors that goes way out from the side of it, and I misjudged it, and I whacked the mirror with my mirror. So I pull over. I'm going, whatever, dude. Oh my gosh, it was there. The meltdown. The woman was, in the delivery truck, her husband, she's crying and calling her friends. We had an accident. And it's a freaking mirror on this. I didn't touch your car, and so I'm driving with the two girls, Julia and Olya, and in the Mitsubishi, we're just coming back from someplace. They're like, oh my gosh, Mark, quick. And they're calling people at the office to come meet me there. It's a mirror. It's okay. So we're finally over there talking to the driver, the guy, and he's like in his mid-40s. And he's calling his boss, like, what do I do? I mean, it's a federal thing. It's a freaking mirror. What are you talking about?
Well,
so at the end of the day,
something changed, because I know that like in Ukraine, drivers are more like violent, like more angry.
No, it's
more aggressive.
But they don't hit each other. It's rare they ever have an accident there.
Because
they get around each other.
They were nice. They were good drivers.
Well, they don't want to deal with damaging their car.
Driver's license.
Yeah. So I don't know that they're that angry. I mean, I drive all the time there. There's a couple of drivers that are jerks. But anyway, the end of the story was, so he calls his boss. His boss calls to get an estimate for replacing the mirror. It was 350 hryvnias. Guys, that's $12. $12. So I gave the guy 500 and said, have a nice, he was happy. Thank you. 500 hryvnias. Guys, that's like $23. $23. Yeah. He was happy. The wife stops crying. We went on our way. I'm like, people. But the point is that they don't really have many accidents because they really don't want to scratch or ding their cars. They're very protected. They'll drive like this, but they'll never hit each other. And so
I'm going to tell you, if you would do to my dad's car, he would accept money, but instead of crying, he would be very pissed. And he would complain.
What do you want?
They do. Trust me, it's serious to them. All the people in my office told me, Mark, you have no idea how serious this is. I'm going, really? Yes, they all have insurance, guys. Every single driver has insurance, but they don't want to call insurance. If they can pay each other with cash, just take care of it.
It's just easier, less like all this dealing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yes, and cars in Ukraine are much more expensive than in America.
Really?
Yes, because there's a 25% import tax. So
can we?
No, I'm just telling you it is. I bought a car there, and I was looking at other car prices.
I saw actually in Ukraine it's cheaper than here.
Not for cars.
But what about some cars like BMWs, Mini Coopers? They still are imported here.
Yeah,
they're more expensive in States too.
No, but if you add 25% on top of the cost of that, so because I was just looking it up, I was thinking about, I've had this Mitsubishi 5 years. Do I want to trade up to a sedan, get a BMW or something, a little 4-door thing? And they were like $30,000 for these cars that are like 5, 6 years old, 7 years old, and you're going like, yeah, I shop for the same car in America and get it for about 20. So anyway, enough of that. Let's see. All right, what about you in your life? Guys, what other questions do you have for them? So entering the baby, Liam. So how did you guys decide you want to have kids? Or I don't ask if it was an accident, not my business. But I mean, how is this intruded into your life? Is this exciting for you? I mean, you plan on having more kids?
Oh, there's been a lot of drama with him, certainly.
Really?
It changed your life. You've had kids. It totally changes your life.
It totally does.
Lack of sleep and everything. So we aren't expecting another child yet. We've talked about it quite a bit. I think we both like a girl. Mm-hmm. There's no girls on our side of the family, so I think everybody in our family would be looking forward to that.
Buddy? What's up? What's this?
We certainly shocked the rest of our family. They weren't expecting it. My sister was convinced nobody was going to have another kid, and she was just going to have to give away all of her crib and stroller and all that stuff.
Yeah, so when I said that I'm pregnant, she was so excited and oh yeah, I'm gonna give you this and this and this and this. I'm like, Oh, thank you, but I just said that I'm pregnant. I didn't ask you for this stuff.
Aw.
He just was so happy to give away everything which he has.
Mm-hmm. That's so cute. That's adorable. Well, by the way, I think, and I haven't done a count in a while, but I think we're over 35 babies born between all of our Dream Connections couples now. So, adding to the Dream Connections baby list.
Well, Liam doesn't really speak yet, so
No, he doesn't speak anything, guys. He's a year and a half.
he does say words, but they're kind of unintelligible.
It's its own language.
Yeah.
So you two as a couple, have you had a challenge in the U.S.? I wouldn't think so, but that's what Brian's question is. What's the biggest challenge you two have as a couple in the U.S.?
I would say my health is probably the biggest one. That kind of just flipped all of a sudden. We were, on a perfect path, and
Now, you had very nice job. I had job.
And when that happened, our lives kind of got flipped. Because I had lost my job. We had medical bills to pay. So that was probably the toughest one. And in all honesty, I was like, I would not have blamed her if she had left.
Wow.
Because I was like, this is going to be a struggle to get back. But she didn't leave. And that's the loyalty of Ukrainian women for you.
I can leave you.
I mean,
in happy times and in bad times.
Exactly.
There you go, guys. There you go. Aww. So cute. So cute. So Svetlana was asking, Brian, why did you want to go overseas instead of an American woman?
Well, I've got a couple reasons. I think they kind of boil down to what Mark says about traditional values. One of the big things I had encountered in dating American women was, the family's Italian. We cook, and it's kind of what we do. I enjoyed cooking. It was something I had brought up on several dates, and asking a sort of innocent question, do you like to cook? Expecting it to turn into a conversation, and it just didn't. And I had encountered this too frequently that women were almost ashamed of it, or they would get defensive about it. What is the deal? Cooking's not that big a deal. You should be able to chat about it, right?
Yep.
And then I realized maybe I have a more conservative or traditional approach to dating. And I had a friend that had married a Ukrainian American woman. Her family grew up here. She grew up here. Her family moved. And, one, she was beautiful. And two, I liked just the way the relationship was. I respected it. And I looked into going there. I even, for probably 3 weeks, looked into dating online, and I was like, wow, they just want your money. That was the bottom line with some website. I was like, wow, they just want your money. You don't ever get to contact anybody. You'll get pictures on it. This is ridiculous. And at some point, I found your company, and I called. I don't think I talked to you. I think I talked to Anna. And I was convinced from that.
Well, back in the day, you were like in the second year of our company, because we started in Nikolaev in 2012. So in 2013, we'd only really been doing what we do today for 2 years. So back then, it was pretty much all Anna and me. At that time. So yeah. And
I don't know if you still do this, but I know Anna had to interview all the guys. So I had to pass an interview.
Yes, Irina does that now. Anna's enjoying a well-deserved break after 8 years of this, so it's good for her. But yeah, Irina does that now, and then Chris is the first line. So we have a full team here. We got Chris Duelat, we have Irina, Julia, we have new videographer we just brought on board, and then I've got 2 in Philippines who've been doing all our web development. He and his wife.
Is Vitaly still in that, or what was it?
He drives out of Odessa. And then my father-in-law drives now, because the Mitsubishi that I bought during tours, he uses to drive people around too. So, Olya's most pleasant surprise about living in America. Olya, what was really cool about living in America?
Honestly, I even don't know. Just it was so many things for me to see and to learn that And honestly, I even don't know what to say.
Well, let's put it this way. On a general scale, was the experience positive, or did you miss Ukraine? Are you glad you were there?
I think the convenience is here.
Well, positive definitely is here. Well, of course, I miss my family in Ukraine, but and I miss my friends, but I don't have any regrets about moving here.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, Mike says the roads. Yeah, the roads.
Oh, roads. Yeah, roads here are way better than in Ukraine, because I remember when I came and like we were driving, I'm like, this road is so bad, and my dad, this is pretty good road. I'm like, yeah, it's so bad.
All right, so give us a little rundown of where you guys are going from here. You have future plans or what your life is like? Anything you'd like to share when we wrap up here?
Future plans? Well, I don't know about a baby, but that's something we talk about quite frequently. Buying a house, we rent right now, so that's another one. I know. Okay.
And then
I write novels on the side, so hoping to get that career really kick-started has been a big one for me.
nice.
Without the support of this one, honestly, I wouldn't have finished the first book.
Aw. And then Olya wants to get citizenship and then get a career going of your own too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what I hope to do.
We've laid some of the groundwork for that, so the career hopefully will take off as soon as she gets citizenship. It's one of the big kind of hurdles that we get through.
That's great. Well, Brian, by the way, guys, I want to let you know, Brian wrote me and just says, Mark, by the way, if he wants to come on, I'm happy. I'm grateful to you for my life. It's if I can come up and share my story with other guys. So it's really kind of neat to see that his happiness for his new life is so great. He just wanted to pay it forward. And just what would you say to guys who are thinking about this and thinking about finding a life with Dream Connections? It was worth it, I think you'd say?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I can see what is my career choice. Well, I would like to continue to be a translator. It's was my job in Ukraine. And well, I would like to be translator for FBI or something like that.
Not quite the FBI, but within intelligence, and I know a few people in it. So
cool.
They're looking for a few key languages, and Russian happens to be one. So
right, totally, buddy.
Oh, buddy. I know, but he's.
You don't need to cry, buddy. You don't need to cry.
We used to, Anna used to joke, she'd say, yeah, one by one, as Ukrainian women are coming over to marry all the men there so we can take over the country. And my response was, we'd give it to you, gladly.
True statement. The one thing I'll say about Ukrainian women, so my family owns a business in South Philly, and, she is probably the hardest worker they have. Or we have. It's one of the things about Ukrainian women. They just have this, I'll call it grit. They just have a work ethic that will stun you at times. I don't know how else to put it. You won't find that in an American woman. They'd be picking up their phones or taking breaks so often. I'm blown away by it. You just don't find it very often.
I agree. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you again for sharing and being on tonight, and we're just really happy for you and all of our couples. And thanks for other married couples that were on tonight. And look forward to sharing all of your stories together. Love you guys.